Farcaster. It is Friday, December 15th, and you are here with Adrian and Nounish Prof for 21 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. Adrian, how are you this morning? What a lovely background you have.
Thank
We
you.
got
Good
to
morning, Prof.
Good morning. We got to
My
start with the
background is
background.
do you recognize it? It's a
I
fennec
do.
fox.
It's a fennec fox, which I know you're a big fan of, the fennec foxes.
Love the fennec
So,
fox.
and it is this week's Mint with Warps. Fennec in the Zune Light by You Go Girl. And I did pull the Dan's cast up here on the screen so you can get a better view of the new mint that you can mint with warps. And she talked about having some Easter eggs in there, and the Zune light, I assume, is this Zorb that's back here. That's a little Zora Zorb. And I do see a little Noggles, a little Noun's glasses snuck in there. So that's really fun. So that's our backgrounds today. So we thought that was going to be the big news. Like that.
We would we would talk about minting with warps, and
And then,
Farcaster native artists and
right.
pixel art and how cool our fennec fox looks.
Right, exactly. And you love the fox, so I mean, I know you're excited to see another fox. But we have some other news. So Johnny Mac, Nonlinear, I think summed it up pretty well. In the past 24 hours, we've seen a Farcaster native meme coin, AMA with a legendary tech operator, new Warpcast features, and product launches and updates from numerous founders. I fucking love Farcaster and I appreciate every single one of you. And part of that was because of this fun that we had yesterday with a particular new meme coin. And Johnny was also one of the folks that was on the stream, the live stream, talking about points. And we're going to break down points in just a minute, because that's going to be pretty much our whole show. So before we get to that, we want to talk a little bit more about warps. Tis the season to send some gifts. This is from Varun. Gift warps. I almost said gift wrap. Gift warps. Send gifts of warps to your favorite casters. Gifts are exactly 100 warps and can't be changed. You can only send gifts one time per day to the same caster. Um, and we had within this little image a little bit of some. We had some alpha was snuck in this image, because in here you can also see that we now have um, DM direct casts on web. So this is very exciting for Cassie and all the others who've been obsessively asking for it. So there you go. Now you have direct casts on web, plus you can gift warps. And guess what? Guess what, Adrian? We're going to give
What?
some warps today. We're going to give some
Oh,
warps. But
oh, this is so
no one's
exciting.
hanging
So,
out in the chat, so we'll see. I was going to give some warps to our chat. We'll see. No one's in there. If you're in there,
the
you
v-
might want to
I
say
love it.
hello.
From the very second they announced warps, and you said to me, "Oh, I can't wait to gift them." We didn't know they were gonna give us the ability to gift, but it was like, "Oh, that would be really cool to be able to gift to GM Farcaster listeners." And today's
Absolutely.
the day.
And
We can
today's
do
the
it.
day. Today's the day. I was going to go back and gift to a few of our regular chatters, but also anyone who says hello in the chat. So we'll be doing some
The
gifting
the
of
chat
warps.
live chat is awfully quiet, and I think people may
Yeah,
have a DGen hangover.
it might
It
be
is
the fact.
Friday morning, early East Coast time, very, very early West Coast time. So,
I mean, and that happens when you're degenning. So let's get into that so I can explain what in the world happened yesterday. Well, actually, 2 days ago it started.
all
We
right,
start
hold
with
on.
Kyle. Oh,
Wait,
okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna cut you off because I
Quick
do.
update.
We've
Breaking
got two in
news.
the audience. We've got breaking news. I've got two live listeners.
Breaking news. We have chatters. GM
Our
Monkey Links.
first two
Monkey D
war
Links.
presents are going out to Monkey D Links
Monkey D
and
Links.
Arjen,
Okay, amazing.
resident poet of Farcaster.
Amazing. As it should be. As it
Hello,
should be, those
friends.
two.
Hello, friends.
Thank you, my friends. So if did you got them already? Are you already sending out warps, or do I need
No, am I
to?
supposed to send them live, or
No, I
can we
didn't know
talk
if you were
first
doing
and
it. I thought you were doing it right now, and I was like, wait, I can
do
do
I
it
look like
after.
I can multitask? No, I have 21
I was
minutes. I'm
gonna say,
talking to you about
and that's it.
degenerative activity on Farcaster, and then we're
Exactly.
gonna send out.
And then we're gonna give some warps. Just keep a note. Okay, so let's go back 2 days ago to Kyle at Kyle on Farcaster, who said the next meme coin will be called points, dollar sign points. You won't be able to earn it. It will have no other purpose besides being a meme coin, and it will rip. And then Coop said contract address, and I am Matt. I don't know if it's Matthias or Mathis. Responded, I'll airdrop 1 million to the first 5 degens who replies to this message. Everyone else can get them however they want. So thus began points. And at which point, poor Mathis, I don't know if you're Matthias or Mathis, I'm not sure which. Please correct me. So he was stressing out like big time. So let me break down for those in the audience who maybe don't know what a meme coin is, also colloquially known as a shit coin. And I'm going to try to keep to the meme coin vocabulary, but I might slide into the other. But you can launch any kind of ERC20 token that you want. Anyone can do it. I've done it. I've talked about it in class. It has no value when you launch it, unless you launch it with a liquidity pool, meaning some funds that back it up. It has no value. It's a zero valued coin, and it can be used for whatever you like. Like some people would, create their own ecosystems, their own rewards. You can create your own little, economy really. So when you, so he created this points meme coin, but he set an amount that you would pay in order to receive them unless you were airdrop them. And that amount was zero point zero 0.01 for per 10,000. So that's how the liquidity starts to develop, is by people buying, and then it goes into a pool. But it actually didn't go into a pool directly because of the way this particular one was set up. So there was a little bit of like concern there. But what he did was actually move that over to the liquidity pool. And what a liquidity pool does is back the token. So however many tokens you have out in the world, and this is your liquidity pool, that's the value of the token, essentially. So
Where did it go originally, if not into the pool? Just an
it just went
address.
into the contract. It went into the
Okay.
contract. So, and this was a very, like, he quickly spun this up. Um, it was a mint by contract. Then he created a small, like, very basic UI. So you could just go in and mint directly from this UI. It makes it easier. But you could still just mint directly from the contract, and then the funds go into the contract. He then burned. Okay, so then he goes on to Unlonely, because it starts popping off, and he's getting a little nervous. So he gets on Unlonely and chats with Nonlinear Brian and DF, I believe it was. Um, so they're talking it through as to what he should do with this coin, because you get, it starts to pop off, it starts to go viral. People start putting pressure on you as to what to do, because now you've got this very large supply, and it's controlled mostly by the contract owner, and that's always a big risk for anyone who's now buying into this project. So, um, so he goes on Lonely. They talk it through, and he decides he's going to burn 80% of the supply, and I think it ended up being actually 75%. So that's what he did. But this was the funniest, the funniest thing that I saw yesterday was his watching points take off meme with the chuckles, I'm in danger from South Park. I'm in danger. He really was so nervous. So that made me so much more bullish on this project. It was funny because I'm watching him like, this poor guy like had no intention of, like, he wasn't creating a scam coin. He wasn't creating anything. It was just like, I'm just gonna do this for fun, and like, what did I do? Oh my
Fuck,
God, what
fuck,
did I do?
fuck around, find out.
He found out. He found out. This is what happens when you play with meme coins. So what happened next? So this thing went viral like crazy out of the blue, and started with Farcaster, which I think is just so fun. Like, so this is the first, Farcaster native meme coin, really. So it started popping off first, and what, I thought it was Oxen, I didn't grab that one, who said, this was a, Warpcast, Interface, and Unlonely meme coin, and it's really was true because the reason I started to look into it was I was getting alerts from Interface, which is a, platform. The reason I have Interface to begin with was to be able to see video a little easier that's shared on Farcaster because it streams it just better.
Yeah, can you
Um,
talk a little bit about what interface is?
yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
talking. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's why
It's
I
an
got Interface. And
application.
Interface is
Mhm.
an app. It's connected with Farcaster, and you can see what everyone's activity is on chain. But it also drops. The reason I got it was because it drops It's a really nice interface in terms of being able to see video that's dropped on Farcaster. You can see it easily. But it also tells you everything that everyone's doing. So I started to see these notifications that all these people were minting points. Warps. Little Freudian slip there. Um, Points, and I was like, "What is happening?" It was all these people from Farcaster. So that was the first little bump, and then it started to take off on Twitter. And that's when we started to see this next little bump. And I thought Bill's comment was hilarious that, Twitter is going to be our exit liquidity. Because again, when you're dealing with meme coins, there's nothing of value to them at all. The only value is number going up. Number goes up, you sell, you make money. That's it. So sounds a little Ponzi-ish, because it is Ponzi-ish. The only way that you can then sell is if more people are kind of coming in the door to buy and speculating. So it's all speculation. So there is a hype cycle to these coins. They tend to, if they do hit a critical mass, if they take off pretty quickly, and then they usually crash pretty quickly. And we saw that yesterday, and then it'll do it again, and it'll do it again, and it'll probably continue on like that until it finds like a leveling off point, and then it'll just sit probably for decades. So that's usually what happens, unless somebody decides to create some kind of utility that points can be used for. We're already seeing that, and that's the really funny part, and why meme coins are gonna be very different on Farcaster. So so that's where we are at the moment. So there's been about 2 days or so that it's been out in the world, but yesterday was really the day it popped off. So it'll be very interesting to see what it does today. Um, not financial advice. Never, but never, ever, ever put more in than you're willing to lose. This is a casino. This is the casino part. This is not the bank in any way, shape, or form. So if
Uh,
you're playing around with meme coins, like it's just consider it lost money. And if you get lucky and you hit black, then you might, you might make some money, but it's very hard. So there's my 2 cents on that. So Adrian, did you buy any points? Did you mint any points? No?
Nope, 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 and nope. Prof, thank you so much for that breakdown on points and meme coins in general. Um, Not a fan myself, but financial advice. I'll give financial advice. No,
It's like, not a fan, don't buy any.
um, I love Farcaster. I love the ecosystem. It really is a fascinating
It
social
so is.
psychology experiment, and um, it is entirely in bits and in this fake digital space. But there's so many
Yep,
parallels to real world, and I mean, you're the professor. I'll be the student, but if you want to be a student of the world, I mean, there's a lot to be learned.
completely. And it's really, what I've really enjoyed is all these people who've never degened at all. Like, this
Yep.
is baby's first degen. It's like, really?
Nonlinear. I don't
Baby's first meme going. It's so cute.
look, Nonlinear, who's as kind of Web3 native foundery,
Yeah.
Farcaster OG as they get, was talking about how this was his first descent into degenery
Yep.
into
It's
degen world, and he
it's
gets
so
it,
fun.
and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." And he was super supportive. And by the way, that the unlonely
Super
stream.
helpful. The Unlonely stream was fantastic.
Why are you guys so amazing and lovely?
Like,
And can you all
right?
be my best friend for the rest of my life? Like
Really.
this, it's incredible because
And literally, he
in
probably could have done that with anyone in the Farcaster ecosystem. Just said, "Hey, can you jump on a call with me? I'm
uh,
freaking out." And anyone
and let's
would have
just
been there and been like, "Sure, of course I can,"
yeah,
you know?
let's pivot. Let's actually pivot to that. So you've
Yeah.
got Matthias creates a meme coin.
Yep.
Again, probably he wasn't thinking. It's like, this is what you do. You throw something out there, you don't know what's going to stick, and
Yep.
it sticks and it takes off. And his immediate is like, oh shit, what did I do? But any other place, it's like, well, look, you've got funds. Like, look at all the money he's getting. So,
Yeah.
oh, we're supposed to feel sorry for him. Yes, we are. People understand, right? So, or
Well, he's
like,
also trying to figure out how much of those funds to put back into a liquidity pool. He's talking about how much should he burn because there's tokenomics at play,
mhm.
and if thinking about like if I burn X amount, then it gives more value to what's left, et cetera. Like that's why when we're talking about tokenomics, it's things like that. There's all these different levers that you can push with a coin, and he was just like, I just made a fun coin."
And
It's
yeah,
just like,
and
"Oh
I
my god, I
imagine
didn't think about any of this."
and I imagine his stress is coming from now its reputation, right? He's in the
Yes.
eye. He's
Yes.
concerned about his reputation. He's not concerned
Yes.
about, which
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
how much is that important in Web3? We talk, reputation
It's
matters.
everything.
So
Trust. Yeah.
so just phenomenal. So I did jump into the Unlonely stream for a very short period of time, but it was the most compassionate, supportive, like everyone on the same
It was
team
so good.
vibe, and
Yeah.
I freaking loved it.
It was
Loved it,
so
loved it,
good.
loved it.
It was so good. So kudos to Brian for spinning that up so quickly and providing space to do that because I thought that was great. And it was just great to see like that support level come and watch him like real time make decisions. Like he was real time, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and then going to Farcast and like Warpcast
It was
and
beautiful.
sending it
Yep.
out, and being like,
It
this
was
is what I just decided.
authentic. He was
It was
vulnerable. It was
great.
authentic.
It was
Just a
fantastic.
quick shout outs for people joining in the in the chat. KBC and Ivy joined. Good morning. Good morning. And I just want to call out one thing Link said, which I love. Monkey D Links. Farcaster takes everything gross about Web3 and makes it wholesome.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I agree. I agree. Um, I agree. It really does, and it's really been funny to watch this part of it, and it's funny to see the DGen channel popping off and seeing like, the degens who are there all the time, like being able to like educate the newbies coming in and it's just been, I don't know. For me, it's been a lot of fun the past 24 hours. And I consider myself, I always joke I'm a part-time degen. Like, I am the kind of degen who, if I do hit, I'm not making generational wealth because I've put in $100. Like, I degen in a very tiny, tiny way because that's the only thing I'm comfortable doing. But I will tell you, it's probably one of the most fun parts of crypto, honestly, is
Let the
when you ride
goal
these little meme coins, but it's a total rush, but you can have a crash as well. So beware.
Yeah, well, let the goal be the meme. I mean, if
Yes.
you're in it for the meme, you're winning.
Yes.
And I actually just posted a quote from the Network State book by
Ooh.
biology the other day, and I was going through my old Kindle notes. I read the book last year. I was going through my old Kindle notes, and I highlight things, and something came up, and it was, the value in real estate is location, location, location.
Hmm.
I don't know the exact quote, but it was something. But the
Yep.
value in kind of the internet is connection, connection, connection.
Very true.
And so something like this happens, and if you are in on the meme, you're making connections. You jump on an
Yes.
it's community
Yes.
and it's connection, and that is the value. So, but you're in a casino where there's actually people who are kind of
Exactly. You
playing
gotta
around.
beware. Yes.
I'm not super comfortable with any of the no, it's not that I'm just I get it. I don't know.
It's
We
not
got
your
2 minutes
thing.
left, and
It's not your
let's
thing.
stick to GM
I
Farcaster, but
think
not my
there's
thing.
different I think, you can you've got people who just are gamblers. They're gamblers. They have that in them. They're gonna take those risks and they're gonna have fun with it. As long as you gamble responsibly. Um to me, it's fun. But there are some people who are just like, I can't. And it's so funny. I went to Vegas with my cousin decades ago, and my father gave her $20 to play in a slot machine. She played, that was it. She didn't play anything else. She's like, what is the point of this? She
Yeah.
just had no interest, and I'm like, "This is so fun." You go up, you go down, you try and and to me, like, I'll walk into a casino and be like, "I'm gonna, lose $100," and that's it, and it's gone, and I'm done. But not everyone can do that. So it really depends on your risk, your risk aversion, your ability to, quit when things go bad, and just, gamble responsibly. But meme coins, shit coins are it's the full on casino. Like there's no other reason for them to be. But it's really interesting too to see people talking about trying to use points, like integrate points into things and actually give it a use case, and it already has a use case within Bounty Caster. So how quick was that that Linda spun up and was like, "Yeah, we can add points to Bounty Caster like overnight." So that was one of the other things that we saw that was really crazy. I was just impressed of how quickly that happened. So Linda, shout out Bounty Caster. Points now supported on Bountycaster. Give the people what they want, but also give us a break on this so we can push out V1 of our reputation system, because they also pushed out this week warps. So you can do a bounty with warps, or you can do a bounty with points or with ETH right now. I think those are or USDC, sorry, USDC. So that's pretty amazing how quickly that happened within 24 hours, boom. So, again, Farcaster ecosystem is unmatched in terms of talent for sure.
Yeah,
Craziness.
and I think it's the nature of composability of it means you can move really fast. And because Bounty Caster
Yeah,
shouldn't know what points are and they're
I
able
know.
to kind of connect in, right? You've
I
got
know. Bountycaster should not be integrating points, but they
but
did,
they can do it fast because
and they did it fast
so
because
yep.
give the people what they want, and I love that. I think that's hilarious. I love this. The revolution will not be televised, but you can definitely get on chain odds. Um, that's funny. Uh, yeah. So the Degens are having a grand old time. So let me go through some of those fun little casts. I am begging Cameron, I'm begging for somebody to please send me a DM when points moons. Don't worry, the DM Cameron are just this large group chat we call Warpcast. Johnny Mac, you either make it as a builder or live long enough to see yourself become a Degen. And there you are, Johnny. You are now a Degen. And Oxen, guys, we fucking did it. An actual real life, honest to God, fast Farcaster native meme coin. I am Matthias. I know it was a hard birth, but goddamn, rise of the Degen channel. We've had some fun little visual memes. And then this was my favorite by far, Bill. There's only one strategy to this points game: make casters rich and use Twitter as our exit liquidity. And we are out of time, but I did want to go through some of those because they were hilarious.
I don't like the use Twitter as exit liquidity. It's like
Thought it
I'm
was
sorry. I
funny.
just have to object to that. Okay.
Okay.
Um
I know. I thought it was
that
a
is
little
not
harsh as well.
wholesome, Oxen.
It
Was it
was not,
Oxen?
that
That's
wasn't
not
Ox, it was
wholesome.
Bill. It was Bill Z. Don't blame Oxen.
Okay, Bill,
Um,
that is not wholesome. But
that was
two
funny,
things I want to call
but
out. I know we're
funny it was.
two things to call out. Both I am Matthias and you go girl had
Yes.
very few followers this
Yes.
before this week. So I am Matthias had about 300. He's more than
Yeah.
doubled, so he's on the map. And you go girl had under 100. They couldn't even get they
Amazing.
couldn't even get the active
And of
badge
course she
because
did
they were
this. Look at that.
under. Look at this beautiful fennec pixely fennec fox.
Fox, we love it.
So it
Amazing.
just it's again we talk about OGs and can Farcaster still be the place where you can make a splash without having a big following?
The
So
answer is
hopefully that
yes.
yes you can.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And congratulations to all the folks making a splash this week on Farcaster and Warpcast. We will be back with you Monday. I can't believe how fast that went. I knew it was gonna, but wow. There was a ton more. So we will add a few more links into our show notes. So you'll see the recording go out after the show and on everywhere you get your podcast. So we will include some additional links. And with that, have an amazing day. Happy Friday. Bye
Happy
bye.
Friday.